This is going to be a weird video for me because everyone knows my love of Universal in Orlando. It's one of my favorite parks. I think it's the best theme park. It's not my favorite park, that's Cedar Point. Universal's my second favorite, but I think it's the best theme park because it gives something for everyone. If you don't like roller coasters, Cedar Point has some things for you, but nothing compared to what Universal can for all age groups. And it started making me think, on our last trip down there, Universal on the studio side has a little bit of a problem, a flaw, if you will. And when I started this video, I started going, okay, hey, let's talk about the things I love about Universal, and let me start with the things that need to improve that aren't perfect. And we got to this list where I just started just absolutely ripping the rides at studios. Now, I love the theme parks, but I was like, wait, there is a real flaw here, so let's address it. The flaw at Universal Studios right now, a lack of awesome rides comparatively. Now, they still have some great rides, and they're rides you could welcome anywhere else, and this is going to be like a, oh, you're such a snob. No, Islands of Adventure is near flawless in the ride category. Studios has an issue, particularly exasperated right now, last time I went. Excluding the Bourne Stuntacular, which is a great show, emphasis on show, it's been a while since they've put anything great in, and I include Gringotts in that. Gringotts opened in July of 2014. Diagon Alley is incredibly themed, in my opinion, and others I have talked to have Gringotts as clearly the bottom of the 3 Harry Potter rides. Now, I'm not taking away from the incredibleness that is Diagon Alley, but Gringotts is not a great ride. Good, not great. Apart from that, let's look at the other great rides, or lack thereof. Mummy, exceptional. It's great, but right now it's closed for several months for an extensive refurb. And I'm going to be so angry if they get rid of the cup of coffee line at the end. If you wrote it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, hopefully they install it so you can experience it. But Mummy, lengthy refurb. Yes, that gets taken care of in the long run, but still, Shrek closed, not a popular ride, but I did have a special place in my heart for it. But it needed to go. There's no question. I'm not arguing that Shrek was ever a great ride. The pre-show was awesome, but it was a fun experience that if you did later on in the day, you could be inside, relax, get in the AC, and enjoy a pretty fun show. But it needed to close, but it's the first thing you see as you walk in. You go to the park, and if you look to the left, you have Minions right here. But if you look to the right, you have Shrek closed and Minion covering the billboards. So it kind of is a little issue when you walk first in. 2009, Rip Ride Rockit. Poor, underwhelming, and a headbanger. If it wasn't for the Muppets Moving Right Along song, I would skip this attraction completely, and I probably would never ride it. But I also haven't ridden it the last 2 times I went and didn't have any interest to because, well, as we referenced, 2 times ago, wife and I just didn't have time for it, and most recent time, we did have time for it with my friend Christian and I, but Christian's back was hurting, and that thing throws you around, but not in a fun way, so let's pass. Simpsons Hate It. Rode it for the first time on my most recent trip in January since like 2015. Still the only ride that gives me a headache. Never again. Got off the ride, Christian looked at me and went, I can't believe you made me ride that. I went, I didn't. You said you wanted to. And he goes, never again. We agreed. 2012 Minions. I enjoy it. Carry on. 2013 Transformers. It's an awesome ride. I love it. Definitely ride it. But it's a remake of Spider-Man. It's an awesome remake of Spider-Man, but it's a remake of Spider-Man. But still, definitely do it. 2017 Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. It's worth riding once, I guess, and, well, my wife did it once, and she's like, I'm good, don't want to do it again. I might do it once a trip if someone hasn't done it, and I'll go with them, and I know it's a marketing ride, but it's not a good ride. It's definitely not a great ride. It's a marketing ride. 2018, the worst of the worst, Fast and the Furious. I can't explain how bad that ride is. We have an amazing video for it. But that video is gone, and the video falling out of my pocket on Hagrid's, like I referenced before, just it was a great reference. It was so much fun. And yeah, Fast and Furious, not fun, not good. And honestly, it's the worst ride at Universal. Don't ride it unless it's a walk-on. And even then, you might just want to walk on by instead of walking onto the ride. And no new rides have opened since, and it's a bit of a problem. Now, there's still plenty of things that make Studio Side great and super enjoyable, and I'll have a video coming out on that shortly. But when I started making this list, I thought, hey, there's a ride problem. And then when I started writing it down, I went, wow, there is a real awesome ride problem, at least for thrill junkies like me. But hey, Born Stuntacular is the most recent thing Studios has put in, and even though it's a show, it is a spectacular show. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.